You finally have 10 quiet minutes. No one is asking for anything. The house is still, your phone is face down, and you could sit. But somehow you are standing at the sink, answering one more message and making a list for tomorrow. You are tired enough to want rest and still too keyed up to receive it. Why can stopping feel so difficult when you are already exhausted?
Welcome to the Self-Care Cafe podcast. I'm your hostess, Pammy Parker. Here at the cafe, we take a gentle pause from the busyness of life and gather around conversations that nourish the heart, the mind, and the spirit. On today's menu, we're serving a little reflection, a little wisdom, and a few thoughtful insights to support you as you navigate life's transitions and reconnect with what matters most. So settle in, take a breath, and let's begin.
That moment at the sink is more common than we may realize. You have finally reached the part of the day when nobody needs an immediate answer, and instead of resting, you create another task. Today we are looking at that pattern with care, not as a diagnosis and not as evidence that anything is wrong with you. We are asking what constant competence may have helped you survive or succeed, and what it may be costing you now.
I'm calling the pattern overfunctioning. That means automatically solving, anticipating, managing, and carrying more than is truly yours. It can look like remembering every appointment, noticing every change in someone's mood, smoothing every awkward moment, or saying yes before checking your own time and energy.
Picture a Tuesday night. You are already tired, but the dishwasher is full, your sister sounded tense on the phone, and someone forgot to confirm tomorrow's appointment. You handle all three before asking yourself whether you have eaten, and then you call yourself responsible, not exhausted. You call yourself dependable, not overloaded.
There may be real reasons you learned to operate this way. Perhaps people did rely on you. Perhaps being prepared made a difficult season more manageable. Perhaps your care and competence brought stability to a family, a workplace, or a relationship. Those qualities are not the problem. The question is whether you are still choosing them or whether they have become an automatic reflex. A useful little check-in is this. Before you step in, ask, is this mine to carry, mine to share, or simply something I noticed? Not everything you notice requires your intervention. Not every need in the room is your assignment. Overfunctioning can also hide in receiving. You may feel completely comfortable bringing dinner to someone else, but uneasy when they bring dinner to you. You may offer help quickly, then apologize when you need a ride, a favor, or a quiet evening. Usefulness can become tangled with worth. If I am not helping, producing, or handling things, who am I right now? That question can become especially loud during a transition. A child becomes more independent. A job changes. A relationship shifts. Your health, home, or responsibilities no longer look the way they did before. When an old role is changing, staying busy can create a temporary sense of certainty. If I keep managing everything, I do not have to feel the unfamiliar space opening around me. So when rest brings up guilt, irritation, or uneasiness, that does not mean you are failing at self-care. It may simply mean that constant motion has become associated with safety, approval, or control. We can honor that learning without letting it make every decision. And I can almost hear the objection. That sounds lovely, but if I stop, who will do it? Fair question. Sometimes someone really does need you. You may be caring for a child, supporting a family member, meeting the demands of a job, or living with very little practical help. Rest is not a magic solution to unequal responsibilities or exhausting circumstances. The practice is not pretending every responsibility can disappear. It is separating what truly needs you from what you have automatically claimed. Maybe one task can wait. Maybe someone else can make the decision. Maybe dinner can be simple.
Maybe rest means turning off one notification, sitting in your car for 3 minutes, or asking for help with one small part of the evening.
Rest is not a prize for finishing your humanity. You do not have to complete every task to become worthy of restoration. Rest is one way a living person receives support, replenishes attention, and stays connected to what matters. And yes, the list may never be empty.
For the next 10 minutes, choose one low-demand thing. Water by a window, a song with no multitasking, your feet on the floor, a stretch, or simply looking outside. Which option asks the least of you today? Rest does not have to look impressive. The measure is whether it gives your mind and body a little less to carry.
Before you begin, notice the urge to earn the pause. Maybe your mind says, I should finish one thing first. Maybe it says, what if someone needs me? Maybe it says, I have not done enough. You do not have to argue with that thought. A thought can be familiar without being a command.
If it is safe and practical, let your shoulders soften by one small degree. Take 3 quiet breaths, or just notice one ordinary breath. Feel the surface beneath you. Notice one thing you can see and one thing you can hear.
Perhaps the ending is, someone will be disappointed. Perhaps it is, I will lose control, or I will discover how tired I really am. Let the fear be known without trying to solve it. You might say, a part of me believes I must keep working to be okay. I understand why that part is here. And for these next few minutes, I am choosing not to obey the urgency. For 10 minutes, you do not have to improve yourself, organize your thoughts, or fix the future. If your mind wanders, the pause is not a failure. If guilt appears, guilt is not proof that you should stop resting. You are simply practicing the possibility that pausing can happen before a crisis, before a reward, and before the checklist is complete.
When the 10 minutes end, you may feel refreshed, or you may simply feel more aware. Both are useful. We are not forcing a dramatic transformation. We are giving your body and mind a small experience of stopping without catastrophe. Small does not mean meaningless. Small is often how trust is rebuilt. Then there is the relational part. If you are used to being endlessly available, your pause may be visible to someone else. They may ask what is going on. They may be mildly disappointed. That discomfort does not automatically mean you have done something wrong.
You could say, I'm going to take a little time to recharge, and I'll come back to this later. Or, I can help with one part of that, but I cannot take on the whole thing. If the response is, but I thought you were handling that, you might answer, I was going to, and I'm changing the plan. Please take that part tonight.
You can also say, I need a quiet evening. Notice that none of these sentences requires a long defense. A need does not become more legitimate because you explain it perfectly. If someone is disappointed, you can care about their feelings without immediately abandoning your boundary. Other people's adjustment is not always an emergency for you to manage.
If 10 minutes is not possible today, take 2. If sitting alone is not possible, reduce one demand. Ask someone else to choose the restaurant. Let a task be good enough. Give a responsibility back to the person who actually owns it. And please do not turn rest into another performance. You do not need to become excellent at relaxing.
Here is what I hope you carry with you. The habit of overfunctioning may have helped you feel capable, needed, or safe. It may have been an intelligent response to a demanding season. But being capable does not mean being endlessly available. You can remain caring without carrying everything. You can be responsible without being responsible for everyone.
When guilt appears, try saying, I hear that I am afraid. I am still allowed to pause. When the list calls, ask, what truly needs me right now? And what am I carrying automatically? And when you need support, ask for it without writing a courtroom argument for why you deserve it. If this conversation met you in a full season, visit the Self-Care Cafe website and look for the printable reflection guide called Rest Without Ring It. Use it to notice where you are overfunctioning, identify a realistic form of restoration, and choose one small pause to practice this week. Before you go, place a hand over your heart or somewhere else that feels comfortable. Let yourself receive this reminder. You do not have to be useful every minute to be worthy of care. You do not have to finish everything to belong to yourself. Thank you for listening. Come as you are. Leave nourished.